Okay, now, normally I stay away from things that the Pope and the Vatican say, even if it's stuff that I don't agree with because separation of church and state. What religious people say about how they want to run their religions, fine. I might disagree, but as long as you're not hurting other people, what you do, whatever edicts you want to follow, fine. This one, however, pissed me off. For those of you who think that this Pope is pro LGBT plus people, he's not. He's not. This is just window dressing to make people think he might be, you know, pro LGBT plus by saying how, oh, you can bless gay people, just you can't bless their marriage. And people are like fawning over him, saying, oh, what a liberal pope he is. He actually sees gay people as human. Well, he doesn't see trans people as such. And the reason I say that, Vatican calls gender affirming surgery violations of human dignity. Now, unless someone is being forced by someone else to have these surgeries, how is this a violation of human dignity? Alright, the Vatican's new doctrine put both gender affirming surgery and surrogacy on par with abortion and euthanasia. There is just so much ew in all of that. Seriously? What the hell? Of course, I don't have a problem with any of those things. So, the Vatican on Monday declared gender-affirming surgery and surrogacy as grave violations of human dignity, putting them on par with abortion and euthanasia as practices that reject God's plan for human life. Okay. Now, I distinctly recall, I can't remember what part of the Bible it was in, but there was a passage in the Bible saying that you cannot know God's mind. So how the hell do you know that that is rejecting God's path for human life? How do you know this? And if that's the case, do you have a problem with nose jobs? I mean, seriously, do you have any problem with cosmetic surgery that cis people undergo? Because if the question is no, then it's obvious that he just has a problem with trans people. I'm sorry that it inconveniences you, but trans people exist. It gets better. The Vatican's Doctrine Office issued Infinite Dignity, a 20-page declaration that has been in the works for 5 years. After substantial revision in recent months, it was approved March 25th by Pope Francis, who ordered its publication. In its most eagerly anticipated section, the Vatican repeated its rejection of gender theory, or the idea that one's gender can be changed. It said God created man and woman as biologically different, separate beings, and said people must not tinker with that plan or try to make oneself God. People used to say that about doctors in general, so how is this making you God? And of course, the atheist in me is saying, well, yeah, each individual is the God of their own life because they know better than others what they're feeling and how they want to live their life. But for those who are religious, again, do you have a problem with elective cosmetic surgery like a nose job, a tummy tuck, Botox? Because if you don't have a problem with that, then you're a hypocrite but what else would I expect from a lot of religious people? It follows that any sex change intervention, as a rule, risks threatening the unique dignity the person has received from the moment of conception, the document said. Okay. All right. So basically you're saying that God made certain people to have crippling gender dysphoria, and you just have to live with it. I'm sorry, what? I realize you want to treat God as this person that makes no mistakes, but in the very next sentence you will see why he's willing to admit that God makes mistakes, sort of. It distinguishes between gender-affirming surgeries, which it rejected, and genital abnormalities that are present at birth or that develop later. Those abnormalities can be resolved with the help of healthcare professionals, it said. So I'm going to say intersex. So he's okay with intersex people changing their bodies because, well, you know, not everybody wants to have the genitals of both genders. But it's ironic that he seems to be like, oh, well, we can see those things, so yeah, that's okay. But the unseen, that's the problem. Dude, you worship an entity, a deity that nobody has been able to prove actually exists. You have to, you just use faith. So you shouldn't be the one to be telling people to only concentrate on things they can see. And as far as intersex people, not all of them want to have any work done. And if it is done at birth, well, they could accidentally make the wrong choice. So, and what exactly develops later? Are they talking about puberty? So, I'm not understanding this. Because trans men might see breasts as a genital abnormality because they never wanted it. Advocates for LGBTQ Catholics immediately criticized the document as outdated, harmful, and contrary to the stated goal of recognizing the infinite dignity of all of God's children. They warned it could have real-world effects on trans people, fueling anti-trans violence and discrimination. Exactly. So, again, if you personally don't think that, you don't believe trans people truly exist, fine. But why are you telling other people, and trans people themselves, that they just have to live with whatever just dysphoria they happen to be having? Because God wanted you to have that crippling gender dysphoria and for you to be so miserable that you will eventually kill yourself. Seriously, what the hell? That makes no sense. And at best, that doesn't say a lot for your God. So anyway, I'm going to stop there before I say something that's really going to piss people off. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video.